WSJU Radio, 822. Mad Max is on the airways here at St. John's University. We have a very, very special guest here in the building.
Peace.
What's up, Lak?
What's going on, man?
Not much. It's an honor having you up here.
Thank you for having me, man. I appreciate being here and using your platform.
Oh, you already know, and it looks like we may have a caller in here already at the start. Oh, they hung up. So that's Cold Feet. Right off the bat, Cold Feet. And I know that Kenya reached out to me in the summer for this interview, and I was glad to have you in here in the fall.
Thank you, man. Thank you, man. It's we run the company together, man. And we just been grinding. Lesson 2 Hip Hop and Education is out right now, so right now we pushing.
That's good. So how about a little backstory about yourself, where you're from, and your introduction to hip hop?
Well, this is Lak, man. I'm from New Brunswick, New Jersey. I grew up in New Brunswick and Willingboro, New Jersey. My introduction to hip hop was, back in the day, being exposed to different artists like Rakim and Big Daddy Kane and LL Cool J. Just hearing them on the radio, hearing the song "Follow the Leader."
Okay, yeah.
Hearing "I Can't Live Without My Radio" and "I'm Bad," and then watching Run DMC. That's where things kind of started, like that era.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, those were big artists back then. Pioneers.
Pioneers, man.
And a lot of people don't know about those artists today.
I mean, they should.
My age bracket. I don't know. Your age bracket, I'm sure everyone knows, but my age bracket, they don't even know who Rakim is, which is terrible.
That's terrible. You know what I'm saying? You should at least know who Run DMC is, man. You got to, because it's part of the whole history. It's part of the culture. You know what I'm saying? It's part of learning, what the hip-hop culture is about. I didn't grow up with the R&B artists that my moms and dad and grandparents used to listen to, but I know about Al Green and, B.B. King and,
Well, I'm sure they passed it on to you.
Yeah, man. So, it's definitely just, we're supposed to let people know who Rakim is and Big Daddy Kane. We're supposed to know who these people are, Redman and things of that nature.
Yeah, Redman. There's a Dark Side. That's my favorite Redman album.
There's a Dark Side is it's between that and Muddy Waters.
Oh.
Those
Whatever,
two
man. That's crazy. That track is a classic.
Muddy Waters, that whole album.
Eric Sermon produced that too.
Yeah. Yes, sir. EPMD, that's another group. When they came out with So What You Saying and then that Strictly Business album was nuts, man.
Yeah.
And then they went on to Unfinished Business, Back in Business, but EPMD, another legendary pioneer rapper. Yeah.
And people, if you're EPMD fans, you go get those Ewings on Ewing Athletics, like the Capone-N-Noreagas that you're wearing right now.
Yeah. These are the war reports, man. Shout out to my brother Capone, man. He just blessed me with the pair, man. Me and the wife, you got a pair, to match it.
Ooh.
So, we be rocking them, but definitely the War Report, CNN.
That's a classic album.
That album is bananas. That album, what I'm saying, definitely just made a crazy ripple within the hip-hop culture and the hip-hop community. So, shout-outs to my brothers, man. Shout-outs to Capone, man. Shout-outs to Nori, man. Shout-outs to, that whole movement with the War Report and that just classic hip-hop album.
That's a must-have on vinyl, too. Still looking for that.
Man, my DJ friends, they all do the vinyl. You know what I'm saying? As a rapper, man, I was always buying tapes, and then it went to CDs.
All cassette tapes.
Everything's digital, but, all of I grew up with DJs, shout out to my man Type. But they always had to have the vinyls of everything. When I have vinyls, it was old records, Roy Ayers and Minnie Riperton, and Stevie Wonder. I had those type of records that I got from my dad. You know what I'm saying? I had got his collection. But as far as his vinyls, when the DJ scratching and all that type of stuff, I bought tapes, man. I had the mixtapes. I had, DJ Clue and Ron G,
Flex,
and Kid Capri,
Chuck
and
Chillout.
Flex. Yeah, so I had all, I've been on my tape, man. But not the vinyls,
Yeah, I'm trying to get into the vinyl wave because I have the own DJ controller, but what I listen to, it doesn't match with that sound.
The DJ controller, you talking about
the DDJ SX2, the Pioneer. I'm really not into it. No? I feel like vinyls are where I should go, especially what I listen to, because I'm huge with Rakim, Big Daddy Kane, all that. Cool G Rap.
Okay. Do you have a good vinyl collection?
Yeah, I do. I've been collecting a lot. Big L, The Big Picture. I'm trying to think it was one of the last vinyls I picked up. I think it was KRS-One.
Okay, yeah. Shout outs to the Blastmaster KRS-One, man. My philosophy.
Boogie Down Productions.
Yeah. When
tough.
he came out with You Must Learn and the Edutainment album, that was nuts. You know, shout out to the Blastmaster KRS-One, man. That's the tension, definitely.
Now, who were some of your favorite hip hop artists growing up besides what you mentioned, Rakim, Big Daddy Kane, more into the '90s wave? Because KRS and Rakim, they're kind of late '80s, I'd say.
Yeah. And then it went on to Nas. You know, I listened to Nas, I listened to the Lox, I listened to Biggie, I listened to Jay. Of course, I said Rap Man, but I was listening to, man, everybody. You know, just a fan of music. You know what I mean? So when I think about who I was listening to everybody, man. But definitely Nas, definitely Big, definitely Jay, definitely the Lox, definitely, you know, the Lost Boys, definitely 50 Cent. You know, that was that era to me.
Golden age.
Yeah. Well, you know, there's arguments with that. You know, some people say the '80s is the golden age, but then for other people, it's the '90s and what Nas bringing in the golden age, and for other people, it's like Cash Money, and you know, to them, that T.I. and that ushers in another era. So it depends on who you asking as far as what's a golden age. Me, I appreciate all of them.
Yeah, same. '80s and '90s, I think, were the golden age combined, in my opinion.
Okay.
In today's day and age, I don't know what this is.
You know, I think it's hip hop today. You know what I mean? I think artists express themselves in different ways at different points in time.
Do you feel it's oversaturated though with the sound today, like the Lils and all the stuff you hear on the radio?
I don't know. You know, it's good. It's good that people that make hip hop music are being played. It's good that hip hop is the #1 you know, music in the world. You know, so whatever comes with that comes with that. You know, you're not gonna have something be so big and then put it in a small box. Now, as far as the sound and the saturation and everybody saying this is repetitive, you know, you can listen to what's on the radio, but that's not necessarily an entire representation of the music that's out there or the hip hop community. That's just what's being played on the radio. You know, and then, you know, you have satellite XM now, and, you know, and then there's all these streaming platforms. You can listen to something new every day. You do not have to listen to what is being played on the radio and the same artist over and over again. You can go to Tidal, or you go to Spotify. You know, you can. There's all sorts of music that's out there. So if you really want it, you know, you can get it. You know, and shout outs to the albums I was just listening to recently. I was listening to Styles P, Joel Ortiz, and Jadakiss. Those was just most recent.
They're fire albums too.
Yeah. That Joel Ortiz joint is crazy. I'm still listening to the top 5, the Jadakiss joint, Styles P. You know, his new joint is crazy. You know, but shout outs to them. I'm mentioning them because I just so happened to be listening to those records. You know, I don't know, an hour ago, something like that.
When did you start to take writing seriously and become a rapper?
For me, I started freestyling in the 3rd grade. I started writing rhymes in the 4th. And for me, it's just been on ever since. So it's not like something that clicked in my head and was like, now it's serious. You know, once it started, it started. You know, once I went from beatboxing, maybe from like kindergarten to 3rd grade, and then I started rhyming. And then after that, it was just, I just never stopped, ever. You know what I mean? And so that, you know, I guess it was always serious. So, you know, once it started, it started. It was never a point in time I was like, you know what, I'm going to kick it into gear now. Once it started, it started. And that was it, you know, that was a wrap for it.
What was the first song that you wrote in which people reacted to the way, well, like, you have it, you're going to be a dope rapper?
I don't remember the first song I ever wrote. You know what I'm saying? You know, that's 4th grade lyrics, man. So I don't remember that. The first song that people had a response to, I was in the 9th grade. My man DJ J Ski played one of my songs on the radio. I didn't even know he was gonna play it. And my dad started getting a bunch of phone calls, and then I started getting a bunch of calls, and people was like, "Yo, we heard you on the radio."
What radio station was this?
It was in Philly. I think it was Power 99.
Okay.
I believe. I believe it was Power 99.
Mhm.
Could have been something else, but I think it was that. And that was the first time that I was able to get that type of response. Like I did talent shows and stuff like that, and people, rush the stage and all that. But just to hear the lyrics and hear people like, "Yo, I heard you," that was the first time.
Were you able to tune in from Jersey?
No. No. Well, I was living in Willingboro at the time, so you get all of the Philly stations.
Okay, yeah.
But I didn't know he was going to do it. Jay Ski was my man. I just gave him a tape like, "Yo, listen to this." Me and my man Tyke, he took it to the radio station and played it. I didn't ask him. I didn't know he was going to play it. It was more like, "Yo, check this out. We just recorded this in the studio." Matter of fact, I think the name of the studio was it was either Mash Productions or Up and Up, one of them. But he played the joint and it's been on from there. Then I did like a couple commercials. But that was the first time.
Okay.
That was the first time.
Mm-hmm. Now, were you signed shortly after? Who found you, or you're still independent?
Yeah, still independent.
Still independent. Okay.
Yeah. I had I guess I'm the guy with like 1,000 rapper stories. Worked with variety of labels and got a whole host of numbers and worked with this person and your man was gonna hook. I did all of that. Carried the crates, waited in the backstage after the show to meet everybody from Redman to DJ Polo to Puff. I did all of that. You know what I'm saying? So maybe interning for Bad Boy, almost signed in the Flavor Unit, and Palace Records, and Rough House in Columbia. I have all of those stories working with different artists. I remember the first time I met Redman and got his number. It was at a show and he didn't get paid for it, so he was looking at me and my DJ with the ice grill. But he gave me his number, you know what I'm saying? And we didn't call it enough. But, for what I'm doing right now, I'm independent. This is something totally different. This is educational hip-hop music. Lesson 2, hip-hop and education. The reason that we formed this company is to promote educational hip-hop and promote the content of educational lyrics. So this is something that we have to do on our own.
Mm-hmm. What made you choose that route for educational hip-hop?
2 things. Number 1, just reading.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to say more than 2 things, but number 1, just reading and gaining knowledge and just wanting to share it. Also, just being like a natural rapper, you know what I mean? So I'm not like trying to force these 2 worlds inorganically. It's really a smooth transition. And, we wanted to do more to promote education. We wanted to do more to put something else out there for people to listen to outside of maybe your gangster rap or your more material rap or, your relationship rap or whatever real stories that there had to be something else that you can just listen to that's still on the same vibe as a hip-hop album. So you don't necessarily feel like you're being taught or somebody's trying to lecture you. You're just enjoying the hip-hop sound, but it's also educational. It's also something different. It's also something that'll tickle your mind. So that was, that's the purpose. That's what we're trying to do here.
Mm-hmm. And the first one you came out with was Lesson 1. What year was that exactly?
2012.
2012.
Yeah, Lesson 1, Hip Hop and Education. That was, there was a process, because it started with a song. It started with the first 25 presidents. It started with recording that song. It started with liking how that song came out, and then recording more music, and then finally having an album together. It started with first 25 presidents. Then I think it was Black Inventors. Then it was the Moors. Then it was Black Women in Congress. Then it was the Kings and Queens. Then it was 50 states and the capitals. It turned into an educational album. So, in the process of that, which obviously started before 2012, there was a matter of going into the schools, doing different workshops. There was a matter of just pushing the songs out there. Mm-hmm. And then once we released Lesson 2, then it was a matter of doing bigger shows and letting more people hear it. The response that I got from Lesson 1, Hip Hop and Education, is the reason for why Lesson 2 sounds the way it does. You know, it was really just going around and hearing people saying, you know, I know the kids enjoy this, I know the kids learn from this, but the hip-hop community can also, people who just like hip-hop music, whether you're in the community or not, you know, whoever likes it, they'll enjoy this as well. So that's why that was the motive for the sound of Lesson 2.
How long did it take you to put together Lesson 1?
Oh, wow. Man, from start to finish, it took a couple years because, you know, the first 25 Presidents, it took a while to just do the research on that song, but I didn't intend to make a company when I was doing that. So it was doing the research, then finding something else that I wanted to do the research on and read the book, and then putting it into a lyric format, and then doing that again, and doing that again, and doing that again. So it took time to write, you know, I was still finding my way of how exactly do I want this to sound, how exactly do I want to do this, what type of information do I really want to put, am I going to stick to a curriculum, am I going to let it be kind of loose, you know. So I was figuring out my way with that. So the first album, Lesson 1, it might have took 2.5 years, 2.5 to 3 years to actually do all of the songs. Now, I did a bunch of educational songs, and all of them didn't make the cut for Lesson 1, so, you know, but it took around 2.5, 3 years to finish that.
Who are your producers?
Well, for Lesson 1, shout out to my man D-Rock from Drunk Products. We pretty much did that whole album together. And I got tracks from my man Shamar Newsom. But that was, you know, that was for Lesson 1. Now, initially I had worked with a different producer, but things didn't work out with clearances and samples, so I then re-recorded an educational album with my man D-Rock. But prior to that, I was working with different producers, somewhere in the industry, somewhere. But because we couldn't come to an agreement on how the music should be put out, I did everything over. And that's why my man D-Rock and myself, we did the whole album for Lesson 1. Lesson 2, my man Mercury Beats, shout out to him. Him and myself were the executive producers for the album. And I got beats from him. I got beats from my man Jay from Secret Service. And I got beats from my man Megahertz. Shout out to Megahertz, a good friend of mine. So, you know, that was how Lesson 3 was completed. As far as producers, it was my man Mercury Beats. It was the team that worked with Secret Service Beats, and it was my man Megahertz. Those are the only 3 producers that I work with on Lesson 2.
How about we get into a quick music break?
Let's
Play
do it.
some of Lesson 2.
Let's do it.
Let's get it on here at WSJU Radio, St. John's University, Queens, New York. The Voice, you know what it is when you hear it.
All right, I pressed off, so I'm off, right?
Yeah,
All right.
perfect.
It's late.
Huh?
It's late.
Is that him trying to?
See, it
Is
started
that him
when
trying
I
to
was
call?
5, hired out to watch a baby, and he
There was
beat me
one
when he
caller.
cried. I can say
Oh, in
that
the
too
beginning?
much.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he's going like there can be a glitch. There's a glitch in this button sometimes too. So that probably wasn't him. We've been having an issue with that lately. That phone's like 20 years old or something.
Can you call people from here, or they gotta call in?
Yeah, they gotta call in.
Because
Because we tried dialing this, but it doesn't work. It only works when someone's calling in. It would make it easier.
What is that, garbage truck?
Yes, outside, right outside the door. There's 2 of us back there. Oh, let me get that. Oh, yeah, it's just like
You thinking about coming after me? Better bring your faculty. 20 miles away before you even know what's happening. Cargo on my train and it's something like traffic. I'm Harriet the conductor. I ain't never lost a passenger. plotting on my escaping. I'm married and feeling patient. I'm out here with no debating. You silly for conversating. I'm breaking and while you waiting and I make it, I'll be sure to get the safest route to travel and be back when you was based. September 17th, 1849. Me and my brothers Henry and Ben said it's mine. So we left for Maryland, headed towards Freedom Land. But they feet lead up, so we turned around and went back to the owners. Believe me, I didn't wanna. Had I knew my brothers were scared, wouldn't have bought them. A little while later, man, I ran away again. But this time straight dolo, fan backs to the wind. In the middle of the night, in the winter, in the cold, I was navigating on the Underground Railroad. Nah, it ain't a literal train, it's a form of resistance, just with a railroad theme. So a station's a safe house where the runaways go, and the runaway slaves are considered cargo. The person who hit them considered the station master, and the stockholder's the one who put the cash up. Me, I'm the conductor, I transported the cargo. Routes that I took remain secret. I took the old boss of my train. You get on, there is no rebelling. Grown man said he turned it back, and I had to tell him, fam, why you had me bring the metal out? Cock it back, point it at your head and bring the devil out. There's no going back. Besides, you gon' snitch and I'll kill you when you stand before you sing behind the whip. Running from slave catchers, a bounty on my head, until my whole fam free. I don't really care. Had a 10-year span with 19 or so trips. I done free so many slaves, they calling me Moses.
Oh, you got the
During
apparel,
Civil
too.
War, because of my skills,
Yes.
I became the first woman to lead a arm of the sword. I am Harriet Tubman, the fallback, a conductor. I never ran my train.
Oh, it's custom.
You thinking about coming after me? Better bring your faculty. 20 miles away before you even know what's happening. Cargo on my train and it's something like traffic. I'm Harriet the conductor, I ain't never lost a passenger.
Yeah. WSJU Radio, Mad Max back on the air here with Lak.
Yes, sir.
And you just heard it, some of Lesson 2 Hip Hop and Education.
Yeah.
And as I said off the air, that we need more of this hip hop in the mainstream today.
I agree with you 100%.
Because I know everyone has their own opinions and their own views on things, but on my show I always say that we need more mainstream. Hot 97, I get that they're getting paid, those radio stations, to play that, but once in a while I gotta hear a Master Ace, a Cool G Rap. I gotta hear something.
Yeah.
A Biggie a little bit more often.
Yeah, shout outs to Master Ace, man. I remember first time listening to the offbeat, on-beat flow that he was coming up with, man. But you're right, I agree with you 100%, man. There definitely needs to be more of a variety on the radio, but what are you gonna do, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, and when I say what are you gonna do, I just mean you still gotta make the music that you wanna make and push it out there in whatever way that you think you can push it out there.
Mm-hmm. Now, how about we get into smart hip hop?
Okay, let's
You're
go.
the CEO. Explain that.
Well, I'm the CEO. My wife and I run Smart Hip Hop Global. Basically, you know, like I said, this is a company designed to combine hip hop music with educational content. The purpose is to promote education and promote learning and use lyrics as a tool. And what we're doing right now is just pretty much going around the world, not only just performing songs from the album, but we're also doing workshops, you know what I'm saying? We're also giving away books. We're also
Giving
talking
speeches and stuff like that?
doing speeches, but they're more like I'll perform, and then it's more like a Q&A that we kind of set up. But you know, we're just going around promoting education because people really, I was surprised by how many people really didn't have, and I'm not gonna say a quality education, but we're just so behind where I think they should know at the ages of like 11, and 12, and 13, where I felt I knew they should have been farther than and this was going to the STEM programs, or just, you know, being in all sorts of communities from California to Florida to Atlanta to North Carolina, you know, you to Philly to Newark, you know, you meet different kids and you know they need help. You know they need something else to listen to that's going to spark some type of thought about taking education a lot more seriously. So, you know, those are the things that this company is here to address.
And you mentioned that you went on tour. Where are some of the places that you went on tour and had these performances and Q&As?
Well, we've traveled everywhere, man. Like I said, from Philly to California to Atlanta to, you know, all over the country. You know, I've done interviews all over the world, but as far as performances and going to different places, we've been all over the country. Florida, to everywhere. And like I said, it's been worldwide, doing interviews in London and Germany and just overseas, and the music is really traveling to a lot of different places internationally. But as far as performing, we've been all over the country.
What are some of the favorite places that you toured? Do you have a particular favorite?
I don't have a favorite. I enjoy Philly. I enjoy Atlanta. I enjoy Florida. I enjoy the Carolinas. Love the crowd size there, and the response that I get from each place. Everywhere, man. Everywhere has been a positive experience. Whether it's a classroom of 12 people or a stage where it's 30,000 people. Everywhere has been a great experience, because people don't know what to expect when I say I'm doing educational hip hop music. So when you hear it, it's like a pleasant surprise. You know what I mean? So the response has always been cool. It's always been great. Definitely.
Now, have you thought of writing a book?
Yes.
At all? Okay.
Yeah, we thought about writing a book, and you never know. You might have one soon.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah, we thought about writing a book and putting one together and making it unique and doing something different. And that's what we do. We try to do unique things. We try to do different things. We try to plug education into different media avenues. But yeah, books coming. Stage plays coming. Lesson 3 is coming, which is going to sound different from Lesson 2. The EP with Capone is coming, top of 2020. That's also an educational album. It's crazy. It's a lot of stuff coming. But right now, it's Lesson 2, hip hop and education, available everywhere. Get that joint.
How about we get another music play?
Let's
we
do
play
it.
some of
Let's
that Lesson 2. Let's get into it. You know what it is? WSJU Radio, St. John's University, Queens, New York. Mad Max on the airways now. Lak.
Alright, you got something Kane ready for it.
You said another joint?
No.
Use a carbon copy, I'm the original, supreme intelligence, cellular individual. The virus got in my structure is something spiritual.
I'm gonna tell Capone to call in.
Yeah, that's fine.
Like a planet, do we get a buddy in my lane? I ain't got a battle. Hate problems, make up everything visible and not visible. Get up out of line, we gon' have to visit you and show you how. Nigga, cynical, mash up your physical. Put your energy and never die till your fam's 3 to 1 million. Hold up, let's keep this positive, playing this for the babies though. Naming is a part of creating, but you can't name my flow. My subatomic brain particles are changing chemistry. I ain't gotta talk, but you see what I'm saying vividly. Frequencies the highest level. We decide to melt you. My degree's designed to help you flow the waves like Michael Phelps do. I profess to never be unnatural. I'm real, God. Up in the cipher, letting steel sharpen steel. From here on out, it's time to put you on notice. From here on out, it's time to starve all you votes. From here on out, we disregard what you told. From here on out, it's time to pass what you owe. From here on out, from here on out, leave us in the cold. We gon' air them out. From here on out, man, later for the beta, I'm out. From here on out, I keep that green pockets out the line. From here on out, they say the son of man and 12 disciples rolling with him.
Yeah. I never usually tell my guests that because I don't expect them to cough. So yeah.
It's 12 melanin centers that circle in your spine. Gravity is an effect to spin. Worries for the prey, not the predator. Let the vultures in. Trying to kill our culture with rhythms that give a weaker vibe. Trying to hide the science is saying the brain is not the mind. Cause it's contained in our magnetic field. This that God of water, inky flow I'm letting spill. See, I connect with real, then let the message build. This ain't your ordinary, show some respect. From here on out, it's time to put you on notice. From here on out, it's time to starve all you votes. From here on out, we disregard what you told. From here on out, it's time to pass what you owe. From here on out,
do the chorus. My man King Diamond Black. We'll get onto that on air. After the chorus. We'll get on that on air. WSJU Radio, 851, Mad Max, and Lak. Lesson 2, Hip Hop and Education.
Yes, sir.
From here on out.
Yeah, man. Shout out to
yeah. Shout out who did the chorus. It's fire.
My man King Diamond Black did the chorus, man. My man Secret Service Beats did the track. Mercury Beats produced it. But yeah, man, King Diamond, man, I had wrote a totally different hook for that. And when I walked into the studio, he had that. He was like, "Yo, we're gonna do this," and he killed it, man. You know, I like that joint a lot. That joint is hard.
And I believe we do have a caller here on air. Another cold feet caller. Sometimes we get those a lot. No, so going to more of some of your favorite tracks on Lesson 2. What are some of your personal favorites?
Man, you know, I like the whole album. I like Redemption. I like God's in the Motive. I like I Am Because We Are. My daughter's on that track. I Am Because We Are. So, you know, it definitely sticks out for me. But I like all of them, man. I like Pharaoh's Gold. You know what I mean? I like how that moves me. From here on out, I haven't performed that live yet. I'm waiting to do that because I think, you know, that's really going to kill the crowd.
Yeah, what's your favorite to perform to a crowd?
Well, I'll say, I don't have a favorite, but I have songs where I know the crowd likes it, so I do it like Black Women in Congress. You know, the crowd really, they love that song. Harriet Tubman, that really gets a great response out of the crowd. So I like performing those two songs because I already know what kind of response I'm gonna get. Maybe it's because of how the information is hitting people. But I also like to perform God's in the Motive. That's probably one of my favorite joints. And Redemption too. Yeah, you know, the whole album is fire, man. You know what I'm saying? And I like performing all the joints.
And you got the apparel on, the custom apparel.
Yeah. Shout out, you know what I'm saying? Shout outs to my man, Son. You know what I'm saying? And you know, he prints joints out for me, man.
Who designed the cover for Hip Hop and Education Lesson 2?
You know, this was a concept I had of taking an ancient African war mask and combining my face with it. My wife found a perfect person to go with that concept, and we made it happen.
Reminds me a lot of Nas's I Am.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
That's dope. You know what I mean? I think he had the
Egyptian.
I was gonna say the Pharaoh face. You know, this is it's totally different, but I feel that vibe.
Yeah.
Definitely.
For sure. Now, what can we expect from the next project, Lesson 3?
Well, first I'll say you can expect the EP between Capone and myself to come out. You know what I mean? That's what you and you can expect to hear educational hip hop music at its hardest form. It's just dope, you know what I'm saying? But it's still for kids, but it's just gonna be crazy, you know. And we're teaching. You know, we got a joint about you know, I'm gonna just leave people surprised because the concepts are crazy. You know, one of the songs we got called Wolves, the concept is crazy. We got another song about, you know, Queen Nzinga and Asada Shakur. The concept is crazy. You know, so we're doing something different. So you can expect that top of 2020. And then for Lesson 3, you can expect to hear a variety of hip-hop sounds. So instead of focusing on my favorite kind of hardcore hip-hop, you know, sound that I'm breathing into these tracks, and you're gonna hear a variety of stuff. You know, I'm not gonna, you know, do anything that's outside of myself, or I'm not gonna, you know, do something that makes me uncomfortable. But you know, we're definitely gonna play around with different sounds. We got more concepts. You know, Lesson 2. It's definitely, you know, the theme is the same. It's a warrior album. It's a war album. You know what I mean? It's a hardcore hip-hop educational album, but the spirit is warrior, and you know, it's grimy like that. But Lesson 3 is going to be different. You know, Lesson 3 is going to be a little bit more outside the box. The concepts and the songs that I'm going to rap about, they're gonna, it's just gonna be different, man. It's gonna be a totally different album.
Yeah.
You gotta listen, and it's hard to explain because unless you listen to lesson 1 and then lesson 2, there's no way for me to even explain to you how lesson 3 is gonna come out. You know what I mean? Because unless you heard it, you don't know what lesson 1 and lesson 2 is gonna sound like. So you gotta get those first, man, and then really just pay attention to what's going on here.
And they're available on all platforms too.
All streaming platforms, man. Get that album everywhere, man. Just get it out. If you're on Instagram, hit me up at Smart Hip Hop. If you're on Twitter, hit us up at Smart Hip Hop. If you want to look at the video, go to YouTube, Smart Hip Hop Music. And if you're on Facebook and you want to check some things out, also go to Smart Hip Hop Music. But definitely, man, get the album. Lesson 2, Hip Hop and Education, Lak, L-A-K. It's available everywhere.
I respect what you're doing, especially with the education and hip-hop and the lyrics. And it also reminds me of Public Enemy, because back in the day, they were real educational and making people aware about politics and what was going on in society. I feel like we need that today.
We do. Shout out to, Chuck D, man, Public Enemy. It Takes the Nations of Millions to Hold Us Back is probably my favorite Public Enemy album. The album was just crazy. Night of the Living Bassheads. It just has some joints on there, man. But, shout out to Chuck D, man. Shout out to all of the, I know I do educational hip-hop, and I know that I have an album out that pretty much sounds like no other. But I'm not the only artist to do educational hip-hop music, Like, shout outs to Blastmaster KRS-One, shout out to Roscoe, shout out to Nas, shout out to Motor Technique, shout out to Talib Kweli and Mos Def. Shout out to the Kanes, and shout out to J. Cole's, and shout out to Kendrick Lamar. Shout out to those that try to teach and drop jewels and lyrics, whether it's for a song or bar or album like myself.
Yeah. You also worked with Talib Kweli.
Yeah.
What was it like working with him?
Professional. You know what I'm saying? It was competitive and professional. It was a matter of when I wanted to start recording lesson 2, there was no other perfect person that I wanted on the album. Talib Kweli was just like, this is lesson 2. I got
Black Star. Great album.
You know what I'm saying? It's just a classic. So reached out to him. He got back to us. Liked what we was doing, and did the track. And it was just a great experience, man. Just going kind of toe to toe with one of hip hop's greatest lyricists.
What was it like in the studio with him?
Well, we didn't record that in the studio.
Oh, it was just sent through email?
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah. But even that process, it was back and forth. It was, he was in California when he did that, and I was here in Jersey. But it was a matter of, I sent my verse, just so he could hear everything, see what was going on. Then he sent his verse. And then after that, it was a matter of just going back and forth with what we think should be on the hook. Like, take this off, put this on, add this. So we did that for about a week, and it was a wrap, you know what I'm saying? But it was professional, and like I said, the communication was great. Modern technology is you got to take advantage of it. The fact that we could be in a studio session, you could be in California, I could be in New Jersey, and we still, doing verses and communicating and working on a song together. I think that's dope. I think more people have to take advantage of that. But it was just it was a crazy experience. With Capone, it was different. We was in the studio. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not gonna say it was competitive, but we went in there to make sure that we sounded as good as we could sound. We both respect each other's skill set. So I highly respect. Capone is an awesome lyricist, man. I actually grew more respect for him just working with him in the studio and see how quick he comes up with stuff and how he can really, flip his bars and whatnot. So that was different. Just seeing how good he was on the spot. So that was a cool experience, man. But I've been in the studio with a lot of people, and I've seen a lot of people work, and I enjoy it all, man. I enjoy it all.
How about we get into your track, Run America?
Let's do it.
Quality. Let's get into it. WSJU Radio, St. John's University, Run America, Lesson 2 Hip Hop and Education. You know what it is when you hear it.
Powerful actions.
Yeah, man. Yo, how's it going? Everything's cool?
Yeah, everything's good.
Do you have caller ID on that thing?
What was it?
Do you have caller ID on that thing?
No. I just answer it if they're there. Those are probably two glitches, though.
So you don't think it was Capone trying to call?
Yeah, no.
Okay. Did he send a text back?
Not since the first one.
Run America like a corporation off of the plantation. I'm like a doctor the way I practice patience. I see you on your knees hoping they don't forsake us. This generation they gotta go to war just to be called the greatest. Word. So when they tell you it's in God's hands, they mean yours too. So go on and show them where God stands. They say God is laughing at our plans, but whether you believe in that or not, stay on your job, man. The confusion try to divide us. Sometimes like the music, the only thing that unites us and provide us with perspective to help us to understand. We need compassion instead of a helping hand to a fellow man. Oh, so stop sleeping. You got dreams you gotta live out. You will never figure it out until you get up and get out. So keep going, don't ever stop until you got something. Get it? I ain't a politician, so I'm not running. I'm so close to the top with no plans of landing. Trying to be outstanding, supply and demanding. Greatness for the whole planet, but we don't need your thanks.
This is good energy, though. You know, because we're matched. We didn't have to go back and write anything. Energy's matched.
That's good, though.
Yeah.
The chemistry's there.
Yeah, it's matched. We didn't have to say anything. You know, it's cool. My verse, I'm cool with his. Definitely matched. That was really good.
He can take it all. Vision of a falcon. He focus, ain't trying to take a loss. Trying to creep ahead of the Chiefs. Not at any cost, just to get them something to keep that they consider yours. Sharp mental. And even as a punk, old heads figure he could be the one that dodge candles. Early understanding of your basic fundamentals. Can separate a boss from the fronters in a rental. Yeah, the picture painted is gentle. A thug boy, the book is too powerful.
I want to get first 25 presidents in too.
Okay,
I'll play that one.
The strong game, so they promoting street credentials. In the power game, what you consume is vital. Mainstream audio poor got no rivals. Pay more attention. Whoever struggling by the third grade is counted as more cattle for prison. Boss under old regimes disappearing. You fired in the streets so you can hear them. Powers in the knowledge we don't even get the credit for. Children are the future, the youth from America. I'm so
46 to 46. Probably be on lesser shit.
Yeah.
Supply and demanding. Greatness for the whole planet, but we don't need your thanks. We're gonna be great. Guess what? We run America. Said we run America. We run America. We run America. We run America. We run America.
Everybody here is going to keep on fighting to make sure that all of our kids have the opportunity to make their lives better. Today is just the beginning. We're going to keep at
WSJU Radio, DJ Mad Max back on the airways here, 9:04 p.m. with Lak. Just heard Run America.
Yeah.
So how long does it take for you to write a track, would you say, average?
That rhyme right there took me maybe an hour, you know what I mean, something like that. Like, that was really just, I had the beat, you know, and then it was a matter of, is Talib gonna do it, is he not, you know? So after we just got everything solidified and figured out, you know, how we was gonna do it, then it was, I went home and wrote the joint. You know, my man Dave, Mercury Beast came to the studio. We had a meeting in the studio, and it was like, all right, so why don't you take a couple days to write the verse, because, you know, this is Talib Kweli, and, you know, it was that type of conversation. But, you know, I left the studio and went home. I wrote the rhyme. I came back the next morning. I laid it down. You know, I was so excited that it's just what naturally came out.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I just wrote the verse, did what I do, laid it down, and sent it to Talib. I wanted him to hear it quick as possible.
What was your reaction when you heard his verse on the track when he sent it back?
Well, I really had a reaction to hearing his verse when he sent it back, not his reaction to my verse.
Okay.
That was dope, because that was like, we didn't have to, you know, sometimes you have to go and fix things, or sometimes, you know, you don't really feel it, or sometimes the messages that you're trying to convey doesn't come across if it's two people, and, you know. But man, it was perfect, man. I was happy to hear it. He was flowing. Thought it was dope, man, and I was just excited, man. And then it was just a matter of piecing everything together. And that took like another week just to say, yo, get rid of this, put that in, add this, do the scratches. But as far as the verses, man, like I said, if I went to the studio Monday, I came back Tuesday. We sent it out Tuesday. I think we got the verse, you know, a couple days later. You know what I mean? Like by Thursday, Friday, something like that. All of that process happened within a week. But it was cool, man. It was cool. I loved the experience, and I loved hearing his verse versus my verse.
No, it's got a cold feet caller. Someone hung up. There's a glitch in the phone. There's also a glitch.
Okay.
So that's why you hear that's the
phone
glitch.
trying to call, man. That's you, man. The phone's crazy.
Yeah, no, that's probably a glitch. But just getting into your other projects and stuff. Who designed the first cover for Lesson 1, Hip Hop and Education? Is that the same person?
Nah, shout out to my man Jermaine Jackson.
Oh,
You know what I'm saying? I call him Jay Black. But he designed, you know, he's a fantastic artist. He just has pieces all over, actually, but he did that. I reached out to him, told him I was doing this educational project, told him it was for kids, told him, you know, the purpose was to promote education by using hip-hop as a medium. And he came up with the cover. He drew it, and it was dope.
what would you say is the most or the best reaction that you've gotten that's inspired you to keep going and push to do educational lyrics over the years? If you can think of any.
Well, I mean, the thing that kept me inspired, you know, because it wasn't a great experience, I got inspired by, I was at a STEM program, science, technology, engineering, and math. And I came off the stage after performing my set. You know, we had a table set up where we, you know, giving out books and different prizes and games. And one of the girls that came up to the table, she could hardly spell her name. And that, you know, this happened like 2012, 2013, but that stayed with me, you know, because you know, it was just crazy. It was just crazy. She could barely spell her name. And we was trying to get her to spell her name because we was doing like some type of contest where we were just giving them something. It might have been a book. But, you know, that always stuck with me. That let me know that this is a lot more serious than I thought. You know, I just, when we started going into different communities, especially urban communities, and started seeing the gap as far as how seriously kids took education in these communities, you know, that to see it was real. To see it was real, you know, to know about it, to hear about it, to read about it, and to just, you know, hang with kids that may not take it seriously, that's cool. But then when you're going to do an educational event and the people there, or the kids there, really lack education, and it's all over, that kind of affected me, you know what I'm saying? Because it became real. It was like, I'm not just doing this to entertain, you know what I'm saying?
You're doing this to teach people too.
Yeah, it has a different purpose. But yeah, man, that was the one experience that really rocked me. You know what I'm saying? Because she might have been like 12, man. And she really she could barely spell her name, like the letters. And it was crazy. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, we couldn't react like that, you know what I mean? But just seeing it there. And I walked away from that feeling like, yo, this was real. You know, that stuck with me.
You mentioned a book before. Have you thought of a documentary, docuseries too, that could be released through YouTube or any other platform?
Yeah, I actually have a documentary that I did. We're still in the editing phases of it. But yeah, you know, I actually have 2 documentaries that I'm working on.
Okay.
One is finished. You know, we did all of the work. Now it's time for the behind the scenes work to get together, the editing and the putting
Post-production
together. Yeah,
stuff.
the post-production. You know, but That one will be coming soon. Shout out to everybody that's a part of it. I'm not going to mention y'all names because we want that to be a surprise. But then we also have a documentary that's going to be for MCs coming out after that. And I won't spill the beans on that yet either. But, you know, yeah, documentaries are definitely in the building, man. I'm excited about it. I've been working on it for a while.
How long would you say?
Well, for the documentary that's done, we started that 2 years ago. About a year and a half ago. You know what I mean? Shout out to my man Jamal, who was running around everywhere with me with the camera, getting the interviews that we needed to get, sitting down with people and just going to where they was at, getting the story. And you know, it's to motivate people to keep going. You know, the documentary is definitely to give people inspiration to keep doing whatever it is that they love to do, whatever it is that they have a passion for. You know, it's really a documentary about don't give up, don't listen to people that has, you know, a negative energy or a negative view about what they think you should do or when they think you should stop. You know, so really, if you have a love for something, it could be playing ping pong, it could be singing, you know, it could be whatever. You know, if you got a love for it, you know, you do it until you can't physically do it anymore. So that's going to be a dope documentary. Then the one that's going to follow that is just going to be for my rappers. You know, I'll say that. It's going to be crazy.
Now, will it be teaching people how to rap again? Or is it
Nah. This documentary is going to well, I'm doing a documentary, but then what I'm doing after that, I'm calling it a documentary, but it's something different. And all I say is, you know, MCs are going to be able to display their talent, and you know, we're going to let them do their thing. But you know, you're going to see a lot of them, and you're going to see them in different lights. You know?
You mentioned the term MCs. I think that's lightly used in this day and age.
Okay.
You mentioned that to someone, you know, in the back room or just anywhere, especially in my generation, they don't even know what that is.
An MC?
I'm telling you right now, they don't know what that is. I'm telling you right now.
A rapper?
You'll be surprised.
Lyricist,
yeah.
A master of ceremony?
Yeah, they don't know what that is.
Oh, that's just a shame.
You know what I mean? So I feel as though your documentary and stuff that you're releasing could help people in the younger audience understand what it is.
I think so. You know, definitely, man. The documentary, like I said, man, it's a world. I learned a lot doing the interviews that we did, and I learned a lot about hip hop. I learned a lot about music. I learned a lot about music internationally. You know, it's Grammy Award winners on there, but it's, you know, it's to teach, but it's to inspire and it's to motivate. But there's a lot of jewels that's going to be dropped in that documentary that's going to come out.
Now, what platforms are you looking to release it on? Netflix, YouTube, or something like that?
Don't know. You know, I mean, if you can get a Netflix deal, then, you know, you go for it. You know what I'm saying? But if it's a YouTube situation, we'll go for that. But we're definitely going to put it together first and see. You know, like I said, the work's done. Now it's the post-production.
Well, how about we get in a quick video break?
Let's do it.
Let's get into a music break here at WSJU Radio, St. John's University, Queens, New York. You know what it is when you hear it. Oh, man. It's good.
Yeah, man. This is going great. It's going great. Oh, man. What's your favorite song that you've heard so far?
So far?
So far.
Oh, man. It's got to be the one with that fire hook on it. I forget the name of the title already.
Did you play it today?
Yeah.
You talking about with King Diamond Black?
Yeah.
From here on out?
Yeah, from here on out. Yeah, that's the one. Yeah.
That's interesting.
I like that one.
Like one of the kings from Egypt, the plan is to lock us, stripping our freedom. Mass incarceration, jails is crowded all across the nation. With black faces with 25 for crack cases. There's no modern laws and track races. Hands high, still the cop shooters. Claiming we rock movers. Block looters, the reason they put the blocks to us. They fed us punk and false knowledge. I talk dollars. Cause in this land of America, you hear the ball holler. I know you
Everything
stop
good,
to
or?
do the math.
Everything's good? Everything sounds good on there?
Yeah, I was just listening to how the music is sounding. Somebody listening to it. And then dorm rooms, I guess. You know?
What was you saying?
I said in their dorm rooms or wherever, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, we were listening?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it just sound like that sounds in the headphones. It sounds good.
Yeah, that's dope. Yeah.
They see us in a ride, costing 100 grand shooters just like the son of Sam.
Yeah, it's been like that.
It's tough.
I can see the ships reach me. I can see the ships reach me. I can
You played a lot of music tonight too. I appreciate that. I've been doing a lot of interviews.
Yeah, I try to, everyone I have up here, I try to get the music heard as much as on the show.
Thank you. Yeah, definitely played a lot of music. Most people they'll play maybe 1, 2, 3 at the most.
or hate to hear the swamps and where them alligators do you. Fresh dreaded the locks who fear them not because of voodoo. This ain't no one strangled you.
You had the best verse on this song, though.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Appreciate that. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
I get different opinions. Some people like Jack Sparrow, some people like Bones, people like these. It's been a mixture.
No, you just went in. Even in the music video, you could tell you was just going in.
Yeah, when we walked into the studio, Jack Sparrow was like, yo, I'm busting y'all ass. So we just, you know, I just...
Would you want to freestyle here tonight, or? Yeah.
Sorry about Capone, man. We're gonna be in the studio with him on Wednesday. We're gonna hear it, but I don't know what happened.
No, it's fine. I understand. Things come up, you know, it's radio.
Yeah.
WSJU Radio. Mad Max back on the airways.
Yeah.
Lak.
Yeah.
You just heard Redemption.
Yes, sir.
Featuring Jack Sparrow and Capone.
Yeah. And Cherry Pie.
That's right.
Yeah. Jack Sparrow and Cherry Pie on the hook. And Jack Sparrow, Capone, and myself on the verses.
So what was that experience with those artists? What was it like?
Man, it was dope, man. You know, Jack Sparrow and Cherry Pie, I wasn't there when they did the hook. You know, they actually came up with that Redemption hook on their own. So when I walked into the studio and heard it, I'm like, you know, I was blown away.
WSJU Radio, we have a caller on the airways. Introduce yourself and where you're calling from. Oh, what's up, Capone? How you doing? Oh, no, not at all. And it's an honor to have you on the show. Huge fan of The War Report, one of the greatest hip-hop albums of all time.
What up?
No doubt. And we got your guy in here.
Capone, what's good? What's good, my brother? What's happening with you? I'm chilling, man. I'm chilling. You already know, man. I'm here, man. Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
man.
We're just playing Redemption on the airwaves here. You was telling me about the EP you guys coming out soon, 2020.
Yeah, I'm telling you, man. It's, you know, like I was saying before, it was an honor working with him. I I gained a newfound respect for Capone because of how busy he got when we was in the studio. You know, and how good he was, man. So, you know, nobody's gonna expect what we're putting down on this EP. It's crazy.
How about you guys explain to the audience here what it was like the first time you guys met?
The first time we met?
Yeah.
I mean, the first time we met, we just vibed.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? The first time we met, it was cool. We just vibed. And then I think the first time we actually just kicked it, you know what I'm saying, when we was in the studio, it was great energy. You know what I'm saying? I felt like, yo, I'm here with my brother, you know what I'm saying? And we were just, it was great energy. And from then, it just picked up. You know, we did the song Redemption, and then that turned into the EP because of the energy that we had, because we just was clicking and because it was so cool.
What was it like the first studio time? Oh, continue, Capone. He's a rare gem.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I'm telling you, everybody's gonna be shocked, man. And every time I mention that I'm doing this joint with Capone, no one suspects that it's educational. I have to tell them, nah, it's educational. You know what I'm saying? We're going in.
Yeah.
So and Capone is just he's just a monster with the bars, man. I can't wait to play the joints, man. I can't wait to play.
Have you guys revealed the title of your project yet?
Nah, no, we have not. Nah, but.
Wow.
Yeah. That's interesting.
Oh.
That's hard.
So Capone. Oh man. So Capone, how do you feel about today's hip hop state right now? In the mainstream. Yeah, in the mainstream. Okay. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I agree 100%, man. I agree 100%.
Like you were saying before too. You were saying the same thing before. Here's the thing. I mean, I'm a purist, so right now I'm not listening to what everyone else is listening to. I'm listening to lyrical hip hop. I'm still in the Big Daddy Kanes, the Capone-N-Noreaga, War Report, Nas, and all that stuff. So when I look at the music that's on the radio today, it's just not the same for me because it's such a, you know, like the golden age, 80s and 90s for me. I just view it differently. When I hear a Lil Yachty track, I'm like, what is this? Because I want to hear knowledge. Mm.
Yeah.
You're fine.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Mm. Mm.
Yeah.
And I agree, 100%. uh,
Now we having a great conversation, man. You know, some of these new cats is alright too, man. You know what I'm saying? I like the baby. You know what I'm saying?
really, I was having an argument the other day with a friend of mine. He said J. Cole was Big Daddy Kane. He was better than Big Daddy Kane. I lost it because I think Big Daddy Kane that's in a whole other class.
I'm gonna let Capone touch that, but I will say no. In my opinion, J. Cole is not better than Big Daddy.
He's
Kane.
not.
Okay. Yeah.
Mm.
Mhm. was saying in the beginning that I had the mixtapes.
Oh yeah, you had the Clue tapes and
Yeah.
stuff like that, the Chuck Chillouts and all that. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I want to. Yeah. And I want to say congratulations on the anniversary for the War Report this past summer too. And I know Lak's got the CNNs on right now. He's got the War Reports on the studio, the Ewings. Oh, is it Chalkline? Oh.
You already know, man. That's ill right there. You already
Yeah,
know.
I had to get the sneakers. I got the sneakers back in August. I had to pick those up. Those were fire. I got the Capital Punishment one, so I can't wait to get that CNN chalk line too. That's gonna be tough. I respect it. Oh, for sure.
Without a doubt, you already know I'm here. You here. You already know, bro. Without a doubt. Without a doubt.
I love what the companies, especially Ewing and Chalkline, are doing. They're paying homage to the greats and releasing this apparel. And this relates back to a track that was released this past Friday, J. Cole and Gangstar. I feel as though if people see J. Cole on a track with Gangstar, they may look into Gangstar because J. Cole is huge in this mainstream era. So that might open up a door. And people... I saw that, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I had no idea he was doing a Gangstar feature. That's crazy.
Yeah, it came out this past Friday. It was great to hear Guru on a track. Rest in peace. It was just like it just brought chills.
I didn't even hear it, man. I gotta.
Oh, you gotta check that out.
Listen to it tonight when this is over, man. That's crazy.
Check that out.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's saying something because it don't take you that long to write your joints. So that's crazy in itself. That's serious. Yeah.
Ooh. Dog pound, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. They gonna go crazy when they hear the joint. When y'all hear the joint Wolves, y'all gonna go nuts.
Yeah, you were telling me about that track earlier.
Yeah,
So
we got some joints on there. But I do want to say, shout out to Capone and Daz, and I do want to say that album is real serious. I can't even talk about it.
Yeah.
I can't even give no secrets. There's a joint on there that's already one of my favorites, and I can't even say nothing about it. You know what I'm saying? But man, yo, that's you know, it's some fire on there, man.
now I have a second album to look forward to.
Yeah.
And that's Capone and Daz. I was looking forward to yours with Capone. Now Daz and Capone. I'll be getting them up here in the rotation too.
Yeah.
Both of them, yeah.
Yeah. So you're gonna have to.
Oh, for sure. Oh man. You know you're always welcome, and the Queens community will love you guys up here too.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure, for sure. We appreciate you calling in. I appreciate you calling in. Like I said, the War Report was a huge album. Huge fan growing up with that album. One of the greatest of all time, and it was an honor having you call in and talk with us tonight. Oh, I appreciate that a lot. And whenever you're in the area, come in. Come in with Lak. Oh yeah, I'm trying to change the culture up here at St. John's. I'm trying to make it, you know, less Nikes. Let's get some more Ewings up here. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
How about this? I can get you a performance. Get you guys a performance for the basketball team. For sure, I'm gonna hound down student government to get that done too.
Oh, you already know you're on the job. My brother, one love. You know, I'll see you soon, fam. Peace, Kane.
Shout out to Capone calling in.
Yeah, that's the big homie.
Yeah, just giving us a lot of knowledge about the industry, the game, people you work with, and your upcoming EP as well.
Yeah, man. It's just appreciate working. I appreciate being around people that have a hunger to be a lyricist.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because it's hip hop is going through so many phases. When we first came out, it was like, this is like a young man's thing, because everybody was teenagers when hip hop first began.
Yeah.
So the fact that I grew with hip hop and I'm still doing it, and then I'm able to
Do it in your own way.
do it in my own way, but still see the community that's there for it. Whether it's my generation and people under, it's it's a beautiful thing, man. It keeps me going. I didn't imagine that I would still be at it, especially with certain things not working out. But to get the love, what I'm saying, to have the company doing better, to be able to work with people like Talib, people like Capone, and people like, Mercury Beast, people like Megahertz, and to be in, different spots and places, and it's dope, man.
Mm-hmm.
I appreciate what's going on. I don't take it for granted at all.
Mm-hmm. Doing a lot of big things, especially for someone that appreciates that old school hip hop to the fullest, especially with lyrics.
Yeah,
because I don't put that Lil Yachty stuff on my show. You're not gonna hear it.
Nah, I mean, listen, like I said, I like the baby. I like Migos.
Yeah.
My favorite Migos song.
That's your preference, though. My preference is that I want to hear that real hip hop. I want to hear Rakim. I don't want to hear that.
Rakim, he's one of my favorite artists of all time. Rakim, LL Cool J, Big Daddy Kane.
Mm-hmm.
Those three right there shaped everything I wanted to do in music.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Rakim, Big Daddy Kane, LL Cool J. Those three in particular. I wanted to be cool as LL. Rakim had the lyrics. Kane, when Ain't No Half Steppin' came out, man, he was just the coolest.
Yeah.
I had the high flat top J part. you know, and those three individuals, man, you know, they really had an impact on me. But so did Nas, so did Biggs, you know what I mean? But in the beginning, you know, as a kid, you know what I'm saying, first grade, second grade, you know, I still remember, you know, Run DMC. I still remember I Can't Live Without My Radio. I still remember I'm Bad. You know what I mean? How cool LL was and how cool everybody wanted to be. You know what I'm saying? You wanted to emulate that. So, and you just wanted to be a part of it, because even when the movies like Breakin' came out, you was looking at, you know, Turbo and Ozone, you know what I'm saying, and watching them pop. You know, that was still hip hop. You wanted to go out and do that. I had my cardboard, and so it was, you know, that beginning era was special. I think because it was the formation of it. You know what I'm saying? It was Grandmaster Flash and, you know,
all the message.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And Kool Moe Dee and, you know, those.
Oh, Knowledge is King, that album's.
Yeah.
Oh,
serious,
my goodness.
You know what I mean? So you're talking about, you know, foundations and formulas, but then it kept growing, it kept growing, it kept growing, and getting bigger. And the stories kept changing because people's experiences are different. So Atlanta was rocking and Chicago was rocking and, you know, California, you know what I mean? So, you know, Midwest, you know what I mean? Everybody has something to say. So, you know, hip-hop is dope, man. It gives people voices.
Throughout hip-hop, there's been a lot of beefs. In which you mentioned Kool Moe Dee, he was going at it with LL back in the day.
Yeah.
In your opinion, who do you think took the win on that battle?
LL.
You think LL?
Yeah, you know,
I like Death Flow. I like Death Flow.
When To the Break of Dawn came out, to me it was over. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? When LL was like, what did he say? Got the nerve to have them Star Trek shades on. Can't handle the whole weight. Your skin need lotion, your teeth need Colgate. You know, he just went in on him, I think Ice-T and MC Hammer. But LL was a monster, man. And as much as I respect Kool Moe Dee, you know, LL was just a monster to me at that time.
A big debate that sparks a lot of arguments, and heated arguments up here, in which I'll come out just enraged, is Nas and Jay-Z.
Right?
I think Nas won.
He did.
He did. So when the people in here are saying that Jay-Z won,
Jay-Z said Nas won.
yeah, exactly. And actually, I shout out to Local Warbucks, who's one of the people I get in an argument about all the time. He's a big Jay-Z fan.
Okay.
So I sent him this article that recently came out from I-97, admitting that he lost. And he said, well, he can admit that he lost, but his fans don't have to. And I'm just, okay.
Listen, I think Jay-Z is the greatest rapper of all time.
Really? Okay.
Now, that doesn't mean he's the illest lyricist of all time.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But he's the greatest because of, you know.
Well, what he's done business. He's brought business to rap.
Because of his lyrical abilities, because his song picking abilities, because his beat making abilities, and because of the business, and because of where he took it. And, you know, there's so many categories that he's in the top level in. You know what I mean? As opposed to a guy might have, if you rate him from 1 to 10, they're 10 on the lyricism side. But they're like a 5 with the beat picking. Or, you know what I'm saying, a 4 with the singles that they come out with. Or, you know, they can't, the show, their tour is not right. Jay is top in every category. You know what I mean? So, you know, I don't see no other, you know, and he's not my favorite rapper, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
he's
no.
definitely one of the top, you know what I mean? And but I think he's the greatest rapper of all time. And I think you just gotta, you know, and unless there's somebody else that's going to, you know, do what he has done, who would you? He just, you know, he just came out with the 444 album. You know what I mean? That was. He can do that. He can come out with another album next year. It's gonna be crazy. That's Jay-Z. He can do that. He can rhyme whenever he wants. There's not a lot of people that can do that. That can just go on a world tour right now. You know what I mean? Like, the dude is incredible, man. He's the greatest rapper of all time. But he's not my favorite lyricist of all time. But I definitely think he's the greatest rapper.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I agree with your points, but I can see why. I'm a big Nas guy, so.
Yeah, Nas is
that's why I'm sitting here. I'm just
Nas got.
I agree with your points.
Nas is a better lyricist. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I agree with that part. I think he's a better lyricist.
Jay got more hits. You know what I'm saying? You know, to me, Jay got. You know, they're both dope. I mean, they're both top tier lyrics. You're talking about the elite, as far as lyricism, the elite top, within that top 5 category.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's like you're talking about Jim Brown, you know what I mean, and Magic Johnson. You know,
Yeah.
this is, when you're talking about Jay and now, you're talking about that class of lyricism. That's a whole different, and they're there. They've earned that. They got those spots. And no one's going to agree on who the best this or who the best that is. But universally, more people, you know what I'm saying, will say Jay's the greatest rapper. You know what I mean? It just is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Nah, he's not. If it came down to a battle between him and Nas would eat him up because Nas he's a better lyricist.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? He's a better lyricist. But that doesn't mean you're talking about some of the greatest of all time. You know what I mean? When you're comparing that, the greatest lyricist is like you're comparing the greatest lyricist to the greatest lyricist. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So he doesn't blow him out the water, but he can make it Ethan. And nobody wants to hear anything, you know what I'm saying, after that. You know
they
what I mean?
don't.
Battle's over. Discussion is done away with.
It's done.
The point's proven.
Yeah.
You know, not a lot of people do that.
Exactly.
So, but then, if you go to the West Coast, Ice Cube might be the greatest. You know what I'm saying? If you're out in the Bay, E40 might be the greatest.
Yeah.
If you're in the South, Andre 3000 might. You know what I'm saying? People are going to have their arguments depending on what they listen to, depending on, you know, what era, what region of the country they live in. There's a variety of factors that go into why people's favorites are who they are. But either way, Jay's going to be on your list no matter. Even you could be in Tokyo, Jay's going to be in that top 5 when you're talking about the greatest of all time. Yeah, that's my understanding of what's going on.
He's in your top 5, right?
Favorites, no.
Yeah,
But,
favorites, no. He's not my favorite top 5 either.
But, you know, when you're talking about the greatest rappers of all time, yeah, he's on Mount Rushmore. You know what I'm saying? You know, he's up there, and Rakim's up there. But my favorite, you know, is Redman, and it's 50 Cent, it's Jadakiss, you know, Mos Def. That's you're looking at, and Black Thought.
Oh yeah, the Roots.
Yeah, so you know that's like
He's a name that should be mentioned a lot more often.
Black Thought and Busta Rhymes.
Big Pun too.
You know, Big Pun definitely, but I don't think he compares to a Busta Rhymes or Black Thought because of their continued body of work. You know what I'm saying? If Pun was able to continue to do more, I can put him in that conversation. But the work that Black Thought and Busta put in and are still doing, they're still lyrical beasts. You know, I just don't think that they get enough credit as being in that top 5 category, even though they're on everybody's list. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, Black Thought and Busta Rhymes are just two different animals when it comes to that mic.
And you also said that you would like to come here and even give a little freestyle. You down for that?
Sure.
Yeah?
Sure.
All right. Well, I'll throw something on right now. You'll know you'll know what it is when you hear it. Hopefully, if you listen to my show, you'll know. All old school.
We're gonna do this like, okay. So we start rhyming?
Yeah.
I keep a small circumference, lighter than a feather while I'm waiting for judgment. Think it's all books, get your head all smashed up. Talking time off, not the type you can mask up. Another flight, me and my family, the wife and them. Enlighten me. Oh, let me start this. Check this out. Yo. Last days, I cracked the 7th seal. Red or blue, it's a whole different set of pills. Man's a woman and a woman is a man. Watching devils implement the plan. You don't overstand. It's our babies that they after. Don't get comfortable. Your melanin is sold on the market. You ain't supposed to know. Yeah, it's the guard in the epidermis. Spit the ill metaphors like it's part of service. Travel out to clear the mind, blame it on the weather. Call tab for the furs with the lamb nellas. Out the mud with it. Son, I did it. Flow was Orenthal James if the glove fitted. My connect got your plug living. And them brothers who respect show they love different. Yo.
Woo! You killed that.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Killed the Big Daddy Kane.
I know. Man. I got more bars, man.
Oh, man.
Let me try something else.
Oh, you want me to throw another beat on?
Yeah.
Oh, man. Let's see what I got here. Let's see if I got something else. Ooh. I'm just searching for a nasty beat here to throw on. And we'll see.
Let me start this off right, man. I'm trying to do this again. I'm gonna run this joint back. Let me see how it is. Yeah. It's Lak, y'all. Check this out. I'm enjoying the beat. Yeah. Man, hold on, I'm bugging. I'm bugging out, man. I got like brain freeze. Yo. I got a brain freeze, man. I got a serious brain freeze,
man. It's all good. You did your thing on the Big Daddy Kane, though.
Nah. I just caught a brain freeze.
It's all good.
Wow.
You did your thing on the Big Daddy Kane, though.
Man, I got a bunch of words flowing in my head. It's crazy.
It'll come eventually, right?
I know.
So how about in the meantime, we get into a music break. When we come back, we'll close up the show. And then we'll get to it, all right?
All right.
WSJU Radio, St. John's University, Mad Max on the air here. Lak.
I gotta think. Hold on. Let me clear my mind for a second. I had a serious brain freeze.
It's all good.
Bugging out.
That's happened.
I was lounging, cream Wally's on, waiting to be the next person to get in the chair. Love the wisdom that's spoken all around me, and that no subject is too taboo or to be spared. How dare they put Harriet on their dirty fiat? And what's the next form of strategy we need? When one of ours by the police get murdered and shot. My head nod to the beat and my medulla, adjust my Ruger, feeling charged for reading about the greatness of King Mansa Musa. I heard Ty selling fish dinners, 6 for a sandwich, 10 for the platter with 2 sides. I want the platter, or all green, just make sure no meat is cooked with mine. Fake extra busy brother, off on the 20s, if he could cut the line. I seen fine Kim getting the wig right, eye contact silently confirmed. I rendezvous for the rest of the night, you know?
You want to try one more time? You want me to throw the same beat on too?
No.
Hey yo, pardon this, my style turned
Want me
to
to do
vest.
it?
Go hollow tips on me like Garvey, organizing consciousness, measuring your heart on the scale, bring out the Anubis. I move clean, was surrounded by the dirty. Tim's fresh whitey and sweat, you know Jersey. Doubt fear stronger than love
time? You
fans.
sure? You don't got to. You don't have
one's
to.
holding me down like it's whatever, king.
The same beat?
Hell make shades
Yeah,
for
that
your
last
third
beat.
eye.
The KRS one,
With a
yeah.
prince and he about to let a dove fly. Slaves are the new inmates. What I try and tell him, son, say strong for time. He gon' chance felons. Man, we gotta teach better. We lose a lot of soldiers who mentally undeveloped. Mice in the maze and the cheese is processed. Look that strange just for saying the conscious. Spiritual, not religious. You dig a little deeper, you probably start to get it. Science in the scripts, but you worship in the image. The fathers that gained power tried to recreate Kemet. Looking on the back of a buck, you see a pyramid. Illuminati wasn't around when they was building it. Black matter forming the verb, the flow
this one's my
symphony.
favorite
Beast
right
when
now.
it come to them tracks,
This
Greg
is hard
Clifford.
too. My man, Jared from Secret Service did the beats, but Megahertz produced it.
WSJU Radio, Mad Max, Lak Barbershop Talk, Lesson 2, Hip Hop and Education. So you said you want to go at it one more time, right?
I'm gonna try.
So Mad Max is going to run it back here.
Yo.
You know what it is when you hear it?
Okay, let's see how this goes. Yeah. I keep a small circumference, lighter than a feather while I'm waiting for judgment. Think it's all books, get your head all smashed up. Talking time off, not the type you can mask up. Another flight, me and my family, the wife and them. Take time, gotta evolve. Enlightenment, blackjack, pushing the chips. Hound gamble much, chef at the crib in the room, but had the magic touch. That come forth by day in the soup flow. The medunet of my writing to make the truth show. You mistaken, I get it shaken. The way I shine could turn you into a plaintiff. We don't cook beef with flesh, it gets stainless. Sieg the Charlemagne flow, it gets dangerous. Keep your head in the game. Dark nights could turn the snake sun into bane. The Marv Wright Joker should be feeling ashamed. They running over women, 4/5 is a flame. The meth labs is popping, helps the retaliation. But crackheads had the law man salivating. It's so cold out here, you admire Satan. Waiting for Emmanuel, they've ran out of patience. My balls too big for skinny jeans. And my fox is shark, I call it Willie Bean. Lock master truth, ain't gotta intervene. But my cast is shoot if you create a scene. We all in, stop stressing. Catch him under oath, recall like Jeff Sessions. Pain made him empty the clip and kept pressing. Fam did a bid, came home, he kept stretching. No lessons, look blood, do your own thing. I just chill, blow it down like Coltrane. My whole team making moves, plus the offspring. My uppercuts like a goddamn golf swing. It's Wagyu steak, single Brook Cabernet. And Roof Chris Calamari tastes God lay. It's game time, all black, it's Beyonce, I'm done talking. Say my name, you can all stay. Get the lingerie, spin it, get another bag. We come and get it out in Jers, type of luck you had. My bars make you mean face like a muscle cramp. You get the paws out, trust, we can tussle, champ. You busy being born or you busy dying. You busy being real or you busy lying. This a different echelon, not the type you buying. We consider spiritual as unseen science. I'm strong on my square. I ain't never made a call, got it on right there. And my heritage black. Before the voice came, stand tall, though I'm just a little wonder voice name. I'm nasty, hog spit over your wavelength. Flames out the grill on some Nick Cage-ish. I don't mess with everybody that I came with. I'm trying to sit up on a mill like I'm Jay, bitch. Listen, I only love it cause I work for it. You was way out of your league when the verse started. 3 daughters praying they ain't gotta twerk for it. Nunchucks and guns in the stash, that's a perk warning. I play Maui well, watching surfboard and fam playing county. Bell hopping, search warrants. I had to chow on the Gucci's. But now it's Killmonger with the loose leaf. I match 2 heats, and that's the marriage. Some good red wine brownies with the cabbage. Overall, I'm just a level-headed bastard. But lyrically, I murder you and shit all in your casket. Yeah.
What? That was fire.
Okay.
That was fire. Oh, man. You killed that.
Thank you.
You were in your zone.
Yeah.
You were in your zone.
I had a brain freeze, man.
Oh, man, you were acting like, I got a brain freeze, and you just let it all out.
Did back of my bag for a second.
Look at that.
It's crazy, man. I can't
Oh, man. That was one of the best freestyles I've ever seen on this show.
Thank you.
That's true, too. The way you flying with the beat, too.
Yeah, thank you, man. Thank you.
Because sometimes artists will get off beat or, they'll be feeling themselves a little too much and repeating the same words that rhyme at the end, too, and I'm just like, oh, my God.
Yeah, nah, man. I don't know what was wrong with me at the beginning, man.
It's all good, but you made up.
Yeah, I can't leave you like that. That ain't gonna happen.
Oh, no, you came correct.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. So, I also discuss sports on this show. Is there any sports teams that you root for? Basketball, football, baseball?
I'm a Bears fan.
Okay.
I am a Lakers fan. I am a Mets fan.
Okay, I agree with the baseball team. I'm a Mets fan.
I bet you do.
Uh-huh.
It's a Queens thing.
Yeah.
The first baseball game that I ever went to, it was Mets versus the Astros. I
Okay.
became a Mets fan.
Did they win?
Nah, they got blown out.
Oh, yeah. Every Mets game I go to, they lose.
But it was Mets. I had the Mets bat, you know what I mean? I had the Mets hat on. You know, I was there with my grandfather. You know, it was, you know, I was a Mets fan. When I first started watching football, the Bears came out with the Super Bowl Shuffle. And I was watching basketball around the same time, and Magic Johnson was the man.
Mm-hmm.
And those been my teams ever since, man. And the Bears, you know, they had Walter Payton. And,
Greatest running back of all time.
yeah, you know, Walter Payton, definitely, man. Jim McMahon. They also had Mike Singletary, you know, one of the greatest middle linebackers of all time, Richard Dent. Yeah, it was a squad, man. And once they did that video for the Super Bowl Shuffle, I was hooked. You know, I had a big William Refrigerator Perry poster in my room. I cut grass off summer to buy his jersey. You know, I was serious, man. And shoveled snow to get that jersey. This was ages ago too.
You still have the jersey too?
Nah, I have no idea where that 72 Chicago Bears jersey is at. I have no clue where it's at, man. And I have wondered. I was in the 4th grade.
Yeah.
You know
Okay. So this was long time ago. Okay.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I was shoveling snow and cutting grass to buy this job, but I bought that jersey with my own money. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I have no idea where that jersey's at, and I've looked for it, but I have no clue.
Be happy that you're a Bears fan, though. Yeah.
Yeah, you know, I mean, we're struggling, but we'll see. We got a good defense, you know what I mean? We need some.
Khalil Mack, yep.
Yeah, Khalil Mack. We've always had a pretty solid defense. We got to get
Urlacher.
Yeah, Brian Urlacher's one of the greats, you know what I'm saying? That and Charles Tillman and all them boys on there. But now, Mack is the truth. Defense, you know what I mean, is we doing our thing. I am concerned about our quarterback play. So
Trubisky.
I'm concerned about our quarterback play,
Mm-hmm.
man. You know what I mean? I just want the brother to get just want him to get comfortable, a little bit more comfortable, and let the ball fly, a little bit more accurate, you know what I mean, and see if he was to catch it a little bit more frequently. We got to work on our
Yeah.
We'll be all right, though.
Yeah, so I'm really not going to do a sports report tonight on the Jets. The season's over. I said that last week. We're 0-3. I expected it.
So you're a Jets fan?
Yeah.
I'm not mad at the Jets. The only team I don't like is the Eagles.
Okay.
I'm not mad at the Jets.
Okay.
I can roll with the Giants and the Jets. That's a Jersey thing.
Yeah, but we're done.
I'm not going to say you're done. You know, you're not even at week 5.
No, we're done. We have our quarterback has mono. He's going to be out for 2 months. Sam Darnold.
I never know what's going to happen in the NFL, man. I at least give everybody to week 8.
Okay.
Then I'll see. I'll see what's going on. Everybody make their adjustments.
I usually give the week 8, especially this year. From what I've seen, we have a lot of injuries on our team, especially with mono. It's just done already. I just don't expect anything. I had high hopes going in this season because we picked up Le'Veon Bell, C.J. Mosley,
Le'Veon Bell,
and Jamison Crowder, but we're going nowhere now.
I think I've been trash since Joe Namath. But however, I'm just playing. I like you know what I'm saying, that was Broadway Joe, and I like when y'all had LaDainian Tomlinson.
Oh yeah, that was 2010, 2011.
Yeah, outside of that, the Jets haven't really.
No, they had a good year in the 90s, 98 with Keyshawn, Corbett, Vinny Testaverde, with Bill Parcells.
Good year in the 90s.
Yeah. 1 year. One lone year.
The Jets' claim to fame is they had a good year in the 90s, man.
And 2 back-to-back AFC championships.
Don't tell nobody you're a Jets fan.
Oh, man, I'm struggling on here every week. I rip them, but the season's over. I'm just going to say it is that. But for basketball, I'm a Knicks fan. That season's over, too, I'm assuming. We'll see.
I'm a Lakers fan, man. I'm excited about this season. You know, I've been a Lakers fan, like I said, since Magic Johnson, and it was Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, it was James Worthy. How could you not be a Lakers fan?
Showtime
You
Lakers.
started watching in the 80s, the mid-80s. But we've had our downs. And now I'm excited with LeBron, Anthony Davis, man. And I'm
we have a good team this year.
Yeah, we do. You know, but the Warriors are still out there. The Houston Rockets are still out there. You know, the Bucks are still out there. You know, I heard in Philly.
I'm surprised you're not a Nets fan. Jersey?
I hate the Nets are the Brooklyn Nets. I don't want to hear
it.
about it.
Yeah, they're
traitors to our state.
Yeah, I call them the fake New York team because they came in here and just hijacked New York.
Listen,
the amount
I
of
hope
jerseys
they
you see
lose
around.
every game.
Yeah, that's how I feel too.
They're traitors.
Because as a Knicks fan, we're the true New York team. So when I have to see everyone walking around here in Knicks jerseys, especially now that they picked up Kyrie Irving and Kevin Durant and all those great players in the offseason, everyone's a Net fan now. So I'm just stuck with R.J. Barrett. I'm happy with it. I mean, we'll get through our struggles and hopefully make the playoffs one day. Maybe when I'm 80, but that's fine.
Maybe. You know, I'm not a fan. I don't mind the Knicks. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just don't mind them. They cool. You know what I mean? I've been a Lakers fan, and then when Jordan was playing for the Bulls, I was a Jordan fan, not a Bulls fan. But you know, it's going to be interesting to see what your Knicks do. They always seem to mess something up.
Yeah.
But I still hope they beat the Nets. It's not likely.
I don't care if we go how many games there are in the basketball season
I
now.
hope they lose 82 games.
Oh, the Nets, right?
Yes, the Brooklyn Nets.
I hope the Knicks just beat them all season, the Nets, and they can just lose all their other games.
Yeah.
I can't stand the Nets.
Me neither.
Yeah.
The trade is the Jersey, man. I hate the Nets. Good riddance.
Man.
Never come back to Jersey.
Yeah.
Bums. Hope you lose every game.
Bums. Bums.
Yeah.
And they are, and they think they're going to steal the identity of the Knicks, who have been here since the 40s. But
unfortunately, they are. It's Brooklyn. They got a great team. You know, Kyrie and KD. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how KD's going to, you know, what's he going to look like once he's back from the injury. But the Brooklyn Nets are the truth. Just being honest about it. But I still can't. You know, you're Nets. You left Jersey, man. So.
Yeah. I'm telling them to go back.
No,
because from my point of view, I'm telling them to go back as a Knicks fan.
Man,
but you don't want them back,
They're traitors, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They can kick rocks, man.
Oh man, you heard it first.
Yeah.
So is there anything else you want to let the audience know and just get out about what's upcoming besides the EP, possible book, and much more?
There's an EP, there's a possible book, there's a stage play coming, there's a documentary coming, there's going to be something else coming. But also, right now, Lesson 2, Hip Hop and Education by Lak, L-A-K, is available right now on all digital streaming platforms. Okay, we got, you know, it's just an amazing educational album. It's like nothing that you've ever heard before. It's beats from megahertz. Who got yourself a gun for Nas, but you know what I'm saying, since we're in Queens, you know, I definitely want to say that's a big joint. Lyricism, you know, we got Capone on there, we got Talib Kweli on there, my man Elo Kush is on there, my man Jack Sparrow's on there, my man Young Nice is on there. You know, it's just loaded with talent. But you've never heard anything like this before. We got a song about Harriet Tubman, Martin Luther King, Gods and the Motive. We got, you know, From Here On Out, which is like a sound.
Oh yeah, the hook on that too is fire.
And it's hard, you know. It's just, this is a war album, Redemption. It's a war song about modern day warfare and the Haitian Revolution and ancient warriors. It's an educational hardcore album. Get it. Play it for your kids, play it for your grandma, play it for your brothers, your aunts, cousins, sisters, your locked up relatives, everybody. Your church members, people in the mob. This album is for everybody. So, Lesson 2, Hip Hop and Education. Also, if you're on Instagram, it's Smart Hip Hop One Word. If you're on Twitter, it's Smart Hip Hop One Word. We got a video for Lesson 2. 2 videos out for Lesson 2, Gods in the Motive and Redemption. Smart Hip Hop Music on YouTube and on Facebook. There you have it.
Yes, sir.
With my man, Mad Max, we in the building.
Yes, and I want to thank you for coming out to the show tonight, as well as you, and for Capone calling in. It was an honor. I want you back here when you release the book, the EP, whatever you have coming.
First.
Yeah, the EP. When you release the EP, I want you in here. We'll have it promoted. You're always welcome here, and I'll be throwing the music in the rotation tonight when you leave. So
appreciate it.
Yeah,
appreciate
it.
No
doubt.
Man.
You spit a fire freestyle tonight too. I respect that.
Thank
you got to keep that real hip hop going.
Definitely.
Something that makes people learn. Because when I listen to that stuff on the mainstream, I'm just gonna say it like I say it always. I want something to learn from, not lose brain cells.
I hear you.
And that's it. And I appreciate you coming out to the show tonight. And this is WSJU Radio. Mad Max signing off. You know what it is? The Voice, St. John's University.